Hi everybody and welcome back to another video, and if you're new, you're really welcome. I'm Jane and my husband Mike does everything behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, we've got no debt, we've paid off the mortgage and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Aude in the Occitanie region of the south of France. And every Wednesday we invite you in for a midweek money chat. Now I'm sat here on the top floor of my house, the bit of the house that needs the most work. And I've got a confession for you. I am itching to turn this vast, fantastic space into a great, big, usable space. And it would be so easy of me to go, it can't cost that much. Can't we go ahead and do this? But that brings me to the topic of this week's midweek money chat. I'm going to share with you today, and it does have a personal slant because it is about getting this house into the place that we really want it to be, into our home. But we're going to share with you today our favourite ways that we do not bust the budget. I'll start off with sharing with you our favourite methods, and here is one of them. Because we are a debt-free couple, we have no credit cards, we don't use any debt, we haven't for a very, very long time. Our budget is the budget. And that's my first tip for you. It doesn't matter if you're going to the supermarket. It doesn't matter if you're paying for renovations or a trip, whatever it is. Your first point is the budget is the budget. The nominal amount of money is the nominal amount of money. You can't go over that. So you've got this much money, haven't you? And you've got to make whatever project it is work. So you've got this much money for a wedding. You've got this much money for a trip. Or you've got this much money, like we have, to renovate our house. So I'm using our house just as an example, but it really could be anything. And I hope that you find this video useful today or interesting, because I'm going to share some quirky French things with you as well. And if you do, just go on, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I know that loads of you watching are not subscribers, so go on, hit that subscribe button as well. Let's get into the video. So there you go. Once you've got your budget, it doesn't matter. So you're buying a car, or you're paying for a wedding, or you're paying for renovations. You've got, like I said, that much money, and you've got to make whatever it is work. So this is what we are doing with our house renovations before we start a single thing, is we're getting in all of our quotations and prices and everything first. Now we have the price now for the heating. We have the price for our split system that will be on 3 floors, this floor, next floor, downstairs, which heats and cools. So we've got the price for all of those. And what we have done is we've met with a newly made friend of ours who's had lots of renovations done, who also had lots of quotations, and I've shared this paperwork with them and I said, take a look at this. And they've had a look at it and they've said, that's pretty much what we paid. I've talked to other people and I've said to them, is this a good price or not? And they said, it's pretty much what we've paid. And here's something interesting about France. There really isn't a lot of one tradesperson or another professional undercutting another. You won't get much of a difference between one trade and another. We had one job that we needed doing for the house. We had 2 people out to give us a quotation, which is a fixed price. And the French for that is un devis, D-E-V-I-S, devis. And that price is fixed. Once they've signed it and you've signed it, it is absolutely agreed. Unless you change it along the way, or there is an agreed change, the price is the price is the price, including tax, everything. Those 2 quotations that we had within 50 euros were identical. So that's really interesting. So there you go. We're going out and about, and before we do anything at all, not a single thing for this property, we're going to make sure that we have the price for everything. So imagine that was a wedding. We needed to know how much it was to hire the venue, the clothing, the fooding. We wouldn't pay for a single thing until we had all of the prices for absolutely everything, that we could make it work within that much money. The next part, to make sure that we do not blow our budget, don't forget the metaphor of that much money. It's the money that fits within a box. It's a set amount of money. And we don't do anything until we've got all of the figures. Even when we've got all of the figures, what we can do is break those jobs down. And here's something interesting about France. Here's an example. We've had the guy out today who's been to measure our doors and our windows for the work to be done. Now in the UK, you get some shiny salesman in a fancy suit in his car and he's working on commission. That doesn't happen here in France. The guy who comes out to measure for you is the guy who probably makes the windows or fits the windows, and he's really good at this. He's very precise in his measurements and he is not selling you anything. There's no finance deals available. You've either got the money or you haven't. And if you wanted to borrow it, you'd have to go to the bank and get a loan. The company who sells you the windows are not going to give you finance or any kind of deal for that. Nobody's going to do that. And so they are also not like I said, they're not working on commission. He's not a salesman. He's not pushing you to get more. And if you want to just pay for one window and in 6 months' time, have him back out again and fit another window, they're absolutely fine with that. So we asked them to split the divvy, to split the thing. So I said, please, can you give me the price for the 2 doors? And then can you give me each individual price for each window so I can have done as much as I can afford? So when we've got that much money to spend, we can start and think to ourselves, okay, the 2 doors, vitally important for security. The upstairs windows, we could have 2 done this year, save up, 2 done next year, or we could have 1 done 6 months' time, another 1 done. So that's another part of it. And that's pretty much could be unique to where you live too. But it's very much, in my experience, compared to something that I would get in England, where they would be saying, oh, but if you have all of them done and all of the doors all at the same time, I can give you a better deal. No salesman. They're not selling it to you. So here, I can split those bills. I can have each door priced, I can have each window priced, and I can have each done as I need it. Same thing happened again with the heating company. The heating companies often do cooling at the same time. They've given us 1 price for the heating, for the pellet stove to go into the living room. They've given us another separate price for the split system for the cooling and heating on the 3 floors. So we can have 1 done, both of them done, and wait and see till we've got all of the prices of all of the work that we need doing and make sure it fits within that box. And if it doesn't all fit within that box, we can choose what we get done and in the order we get it done. So there's another thing that we do so we don't go over budget. This brings me to my 3rd point, which is, so we don't go over budget, we don't bust the budget, is if we can do it ourselves, we will do it ourselves. And that is the point of me sitting on our top floor. Don't forget, we've got this much money, and within this much money, should we be able to afford it, we will do whatever we can up here. Now, you can, over there, you can see the way the walls are made. When you sub-partition walls here in France, you have these metal railings. In between that goes the insulation, and on the other side of that goes what we in France call placo. So we board it out, and then it's taped and jointed. Now, we can't do the taping and jointing. That's pretty professional stuff. We know somebody who can, and we will do what we can. So Mike and I am the builder's assistant, we'll do all of that, and all of the walls all the way around, 1 wall at a time. and we will insulate it one wall at a time. We will run the electricity around it one wall at a time and pay an electrician to connect it, make sure it's all legal and safe, and sign it off. So if it's, for example, you're doing something in the house, do the bits that you can yourself. If it's a wedding and you've got a big bill for it, do the bits of it you can yourself. Can you do the decor? Can you do the flowers? Can you make the cake? That's what I mean by, if it's some big project, do the bits that you can do yourself to save the money, to keep yourself within that metaphorical amount of money. My last point about sticking to our budget are the fun bits. These are the bits that my guilty secret is I am itching to turn this house into our home. And these are the fun bits that I can do really quite cheaply. I'll put a picture, Mike, get a picture in here or wherever he puts it. I went to a vide-grenier, British people call it a car boot sale, you might call it a yard sale, and I picked up a really cute lamp. And I picked it up for €15. I think the lady gave us a bit of money back. You know, you back and forth about the price of something, and we offered her more and then she gave us a bit of money back. So I think we paid in the end about €14 for this really cute lamp. Now, things like that I can add to the house each month within our discretionary spending, or within that much budget as budget allows. So when we got all the prices, we may not have any money left to do anything up here for a while. We may have money left to do it up here, and we will do it ourselves. And we may have money left to do things like the pretty stuff. That room in there, it's going to be a spare bedroom. I've got lovely bedding for it. I've got a bed for it. I can look out in flea markets, brocantes, charity shops for the bits and pieces to go in there. I know, for example, I would like some mirrors. I would like some home decor around the place, and I will pick those up over time. Tell me, do you find that the fun bit too? The finishing bits that make home. I hope you liked the video today of sharing with you our favourite ways that we make sure that we do not blow the budget. I can't wait to share with you the work when it gets done. I'm waiting for the final quotations in. We've had the quotation, the divvy for the guttering. We've had the divvy for the split system, the aircon and the heating, and for the heating pellet burner. And we've had the guy out today to measure for the windows. And as soon as that comes in, we've got those big bills, and then we can sign them. We can hand over the paperwork and get going. And I really, like I said to you, I am itching to do. And can you imagine this space here? This big space up here is going to be my creative space with a couple of spare bedrooms off it, and down there at the end eventually, and upstairs, British people would call that a spare loo, put a toilet and a sink up here for the bedrooms. They can go downstairs for a shower. But I think some people call that a half bath, don't you? That's a cute expression, a half bath. There's no bath in it, but you call it a half bath, which I think is a very sweet way of describing it. Anyway, I'm itching to get going, but we have that much budget. We're not going to bust it. Let me know. It's like you. Are you like me? Are your favourite bits the final touches that just make it yours? Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. We'll see you on the next video. And from here, up on the top floor, bye for now.
Carcassonne, Big Castle,